Today we are starting to paint the Rally Miata. Quick overview of the colors of the Rally Miata. When we first got the car, it was black, and then we plasti dipped it green. Just recently we peeled off the plasti dip and brought it back to being, heater's so loud. We peeled the plasti dip and brought it back to being black. Originally I was just going to keep it black until I got it painted by a shop professionally, but I kind of forgot how ugly and in bad condition the black paint was. So I got some spray paint cans, tested the bumper, and I decided I really liked the Army tan. So why not paint the entire car, right? Either way, we had to do some rust repair. We had to paint, you know, the quarter panels and the hard top. So at that point, we might as well just paint the entire car and change the color. And that's what we are going to do. Now, originally, I would say, don't ever rattle can your car. There's that one meme, you know, unmolested 240SX, teenager, spray paint can. Ruins the 240SX. And I totally agree with that. I don't like rattle can paint jobs. I think they look like trash most of the time. But for one, it's gonna be kind of temporary. We'll have it, you know, for winter and maybe a little bit of spring. Secondly, this is a flat color. The nice thing about a flat color is that the finish doesn't have to be super even in order to get an even finish. So even though I am spray painting it, it still looks really even and smooth, and it looks like, you know, a real spray paint job with an actual spray gun. We have to sand the entire thing. We have to fix the rust, do some body work. We have to drill some holes, remove all the parts that we're not gonna paint, like the lights, mirrors. Well, no, mirrors stay on. Some parts. Pasha is going to be here in a couple minutes to work on his car. We're gonna finish the roll cage. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. This is the color that we are painting it. Camouflage, I think sand. Step one's gonna be removing all the accessories that we are not gonna paint. Fender flares, lights, roof rack, snorkel, all that stuff. Right, so everything that needs to come off is off. We might unbolt the lower part of the fender so we can kind of bend it out and sand it to make it a little bit better. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is start fixing this rust. Not too bad, just a little bit of rust coming through. I cut into this quarter panel and obviously it's a lot worse than I thought. The entire outer layer is rusted and the inner layer is kind of bad too. So what I'm gonna end up doing is using like a POR, and then I'm gonna build a little plate that kind of bolts on, almost like a little piece of armor over it to cover it up. Eventually I will get like a little repair panel that replaces from here to up here. You cut the entire thing out and it's a fiberglass piece that you can like body filler into the body. And since that's fiberglass, that obviously won't rust. But for now, I'll just paint over the rust and make a little panel. I also went ahead and sanded the trunk, the rear finish panel, the hardtop, the hood, and I pulled off the windshield wiper windshield wipers to paint. For now, we are gonna go get some more paint and get some other materials. Pasha's roll cage is coming along. I grinded as much rust away as I could. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some rust reformer and then some primer to prevent it from rusting anymore until we do the bodywork to put the new little quarter panel in there. And then I wanna do some bodywork on the quarter panels to prevent rust from getting inside, or to prevent water from getting inside and rusting. So now all the individual layers of the metal body are sealed up with this fiberglass. This is what caused all this rust here, is that mud got behind it because, you know, it could get in between the layers and it rusted out. So that should prevent any more mud from getting behind it. I've been welding a little bit on Pasha's roll bar. I'm very, very proud of these MIG weld dimes. Decent dimes, yep. Also decent dimes. I actually think that the little bit of practice I got with the TIG welder has made me better with a MIG welder. This is so weird. I pay a little bit more attention to like what's going on, and I can see what's happening a little bit better. Just because with TIG you have to pay attention so much that, yeah, it's helped. Stop filming. Oh my gosh. Cam reception. I'm also making some decent progress on sanding the car, and I'm body working the other side as well. This freaking camera is now so dusty. Thankfully it's dust proof. I got the entire car sanded down minus the windshield, which I had to do by hand because it's too close to trim. But entire car sanded down with 120 grit. I have to go and redo it with 240 grit now. This already went so much quicker than the RX-7, so I'm happy with that. Pasha's car looks incredible. We cut the front end off and the cage is almost done, and it just, oh, I'm so excited. It's like 9 o'clock and I'm realizing I've only had one meal today, so.
Ooh, it's 9 o'clock.
I've only eaten one meal. Pasha's so mean, guys. Don't subscribe to his channel. Just kidding. Go check out his channel if you want to see that. But I'm really tired and really hungry, so we are gonna go get some food, call it a night, and then tomorrow we will continue. All right. We are back. This morning I got up really early and I actually went to the gym and lifted weights for the first time in like a couple years. Man, am I feeling it. This camera is, I can barely hold it up. I might be a little shaky. I'm glad I'm getting back into it. Huge thank you to Pasha for helping me switch my schedule around. It is 11 o'clock and I've already gotten so much work done, and I've eaten a good breakfast and I've worked out and exercised. Normally I would just be getting up. So I'm really happy, trying to be more productive so I can make more videos, make better videos, stay on my business side of stuff a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and finish sanding the Rally Miata, and then we can start cleaning it up and start painting some of the stuff. practically dust-free. Now we just have to make this place practically dust-free, which is gonna be very difficult. Sweep, vacuum, sneeze because of allergies. Mission success. Shop is back to looking clean. The floor is no longer dusty, but things like the couch, or the truck, or my workbenches, or anything else that's laying around, that's all still dusty. But this is gonna be a rattle can paint job. Like, we don't need a super dust-free environment. It's not gonna be that good. Let's go ahead and pull the Rally Miata in, start pulling some things off and painting them separately. So, a couple of quick tips for painting. Number one, obviously, your surface has to be smooth and it has to be clean, very clean. You always want to hit whatever you're going to paint with a wax and grease remover numerous times before you paint. Otherwise, you can get fish eyes and other weird chemical reactions, and that's not good. Another tip, start with the hard to reach places. Even coats are obviously really important. The first coat you paint, you want to make it light, and then the rest you can make kind of thicker. Besides that, that's pretty much it. I'm not an expert at painting, but there's definitely a couple of things I've learned. Oh, actually, one more tip that is spray paint specific. To get less orange peel in your paint, put the can of paint in a little cup of really hot water right before you paint. It gets the paint nice and warm and it lays on the surface a little better. While everything dries, I'm gonna go ahead and work on installing these trunk pins. I was wanting to paint the trunk and the hood now, but I realized I have to have both those on when I go to remove the plastic dip because I have to power wash it off, and I don't want to be power washing my trunk or my engine bay. So I managed to get off both of the mirrors. One of them had to be drilled out, which, you know, was a huge pain in the ass, but we got it. This is how I heat up the can. It's actually brilliant, and it gets the water really warm really quickly. All of our trim is looking amazing. All the flat black stuff. So there is good news. I did just buy the ECU for the truck. So that is on its way. As soon as it gets here, the truck is going off to get wired. It took a while because I was trying to work with a couple companies to get something figured out, but everything fell through, so I ended up just purchasing one. My original plan was just to send it off to Mike's shop, get wired up, send it back, make the exhaust, and be done. I just realized that with a standalone, it's gonna need to get tuned, and Mike's got a dyno at his shop, so we'll probably wire it up and then immediately tune it. But we can't do that if we don't have an exhaust. I don't wanna drive it to Mike's shop, have it get wired up, drive it back, make an exhaust, and then drive it back to Mike's shop. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly measure everything underneath the truck and figure out what exhaust pipes I need to buy, you know, what corners, what mufflers, what resonators. I'll order that all tonight, and then hopefully it'll get here soon enough so I can make that before we send it off to Mike's shop. So thankfully, I remembered that I had a decent amount of exhaust piping left over from doing Molly's exhaust. This is all 3-inch polished stainless steel. Originally, I was gonna do an entire mild steel exhaust because that would be easier to weld with the MIG. But now that I have the TIG welder, I can do this. So we're pretty much gonna do a dual 2.5 inch to a single 3 inch out. And that should be good enough for, you know, plenty of horsepower. We'll have 2 resonators, 1 muffler, and we're gonna do a side exit out this side. Boom, right there. We'll have like a cool little plate riveted on and stuff. That is gonna be it for this video. A lot of progress, a lot of progress. It was 2 full 12-hour days. Maybe you can tell that I'm so tired I'm stumbling with my words. Yesterday we worked like 8 to 8, and today we worked like 9 to 9. So yeah, hopefully 2 more days of painting and the car's done. So that'll be really awesome. Then we can do the exhaust on the drift truck, finish some small things, and then that's gonna get wired up. We'll dyno tune it, we'll rip it, we'll lower it more. Oh, I'm so excited. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, give it a dislike. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you want to help out, support the channel, you can check out my Patreon. I'm trying to get a few upgrades for the shop to improve videos and stuff. So if you head over there and help support, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, that's fine. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye. Can't wait to go to bed. Yes.